to get your Pro Bowl center back today?
It felt great. Oh, it felt right. But man of many nicknames. Gino, Greg Kowskis. He did a great job, and you just never know in this league, especially for the season that we've had so far with the injuries, and people been stepping up, and it's just great to get a core guy back.
Ryan was saying that some of the issues they had on Sunday were communication from what he saw, and with him being back, how is that going to help communication across the front?
Well, he's the mic. You know what I'm saying? Everything goes through Ryan Khalil, and he's made my life extremely easy. He's been somewhat of my hidden jewel because he does more things probably for a quarterback than anybody probably in the league, and sometimes he doesn't get enough credit for it.
Said you had a nickname for Gino?
Yeah. Dr. Cobblepot, Despicable Me. He looks like, Geno's. All of these are kind of hints to his nose. Cobblepot, he's the penguin off Batman with the big nose. Obviously, Despicable Me, he had a nose. So his nose is extended. That's it.
Now, what do you go back to when you were 3-8-1 in 2014?
Right.
I know you guys said we're taking one game at a time, but you still knew each week that nobody had pulled away. You weren't 5-6 games back.
Right.
How much did that help, knowing there was always hope, even though you were 3-8-1?
See, the thing is, it's just such a different team. Just think, for us, we have to focus in and hone in on clutch situations and knowing that when it's time to win. The difference in all the years that I've been here has been the teams that make certain things happen. And it may be a third down, it may be a turnover, it may be a much-needed first down with running the clock. You just don't know. But for us as a team, we have to be better. When it's time to win, we just have to, grit our teeth and find ways to win. Sometimes it may, be the big play that makes Sports Center. Sometimes it may be a hidden jewel, a great punt inside the, 5-yard line. And those are some of the main reasons, why we have won over the years. But to get back on that winning track, you may never know. It may be the first play of the game. It may be the 30th or maybe the 60th or 74th. You never know. So that's why you just keep playing football. And the optimism is that, we will get it right sooner rather than later. Go ahead.
Everyone's seen you guys when the perfection streak, when it was going great, the personality of this team. A lot of that is in the locker room even today through adversity. What is it about this team that can still maintain that, at this point when it isn't as great, when the wins aren't there like they were last year?
We don't necessarily let our record dictate who we really are. Sometimes I come in and I may, feel down, and it takes just one of my teammates to have a conversation with me to make me realize that, we still have opportunity. Not only just an opportunity, but, just to leave your impact on the professionalism of how you practice, how you meet, are you a trusted teammate? And, Coach Rivera allows us to, be ourselves and, have fun for the most part.
What do you remember about Willie Snead and his time here?
Honeycomb. That was his nickname. We call it a scout team duper. There's levels of greatness or goodness. You're either a good person, you're either super, or you're either a duper. And Willie Snead was a duper on the scout team. Well, just not enough opportunity for him to, make it up for us. But, what he did for us, it was, and you see it now. You know, it's kind of exciting to see other guys that you actually know and you've seen grow up and make plays on Sundays. And you just kind of, you know, look at yourself and say, well, you know, it was bound to happen anyway.
Sort of just touched on this, but the idea that you guys, the music's going today, folks are loose, how important is that to sort of righting the ship, as you said, being yourselves?
I don't think it's as big of a deal as you guys are making it, more so than when what you don't see. You know, guys are still in tune in meetings, you know, coaches and players. Monologue has been unbelievable as far as things that, especially what I see, you know, I go up and tell coaches as well as throughout the game. This probably has been as best as I've ever seen. You get guys like Benji really growing into, you know, what he's capable of being. Yeah, outside of that one mishap, but that happens when you're going out each and every day to bust your tail to present a product that's so high. It's bound to happen. I mean, you just look at what I did and throwing a senseless interception. But, you know, for guys like Benji, Fun, and everybody just coming together collectively, putting their minds and all alike in one meeting room or whatever, it's bound to be greatness in it.
What should you have done on that interception?
You asked me this. This is your third, fourth
I asked you the difference between, because people are saying don't take sacks. So should you have taken a sack?
Correct. In that case, well, that's you damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, in that sense. But I mean, Eric Berry made a great play. I mean, I'm not trying to look back, but you know, we just have to find ways. It's no specific thing to do. You know, it's just time to win. Like I mentioned, that was a play when it was time for us to win. And throwing it away or it being an incomplete pass, that could have been the difference in winning and losing. You never know until you go back and play the whole game out. So for us, it's just having trust in each other, having trust in the coaches and the plan that, you know, everybody is on the same page, you know, and in this case, come Thursday.
We get that every game's important, and also that you don't play defense against Drew, but these matchups against guys like Drew, are those pretty cool?
Of course, you know, just it's still fresh to me. You know, going back and looking at and remembering, you know, the Drew Brees and watching games when college and even, you know, in high school to a degree. Well, he wasn't in New Orleans when I was in high school, but I still am a student of the game, knowing, you know, his days at Purdue and just being a fan and respecting him in his career. So anytime you have opportunity to play against one of the game's elite, of course you take that into mind, but knowing, not overthinking it, just making the play that you're supposed to make.
You guys put up 38 against them last time, but they had Sheldon Rankins back. What's he meant? You feel like if you watch him on tape and what he's meant to that defensive line, looks like they're getting a little more pressure.
Say that one more time.
Their first-round pick, Rankins, is back on the defensive line.
Oh.
Are they getting a little more pressure, it seems like?
Well, you know, they're very deceptive in how they attack the quarterback and how they attack an offense. You know, they have a very stout defensive front, and Cameron Jordan and obviously with Nick Fairley. Those guys, they come off and they try to disguise you. Some plays they may drop out. Some plays they all may come. And we just have to be able to control those different blitz looks and be ready to attack them.
Mike Evans on Sunday kind of made a statement about Donald Trump being president and what's going on. Do you have any thoughts on that and where that?
I have no comment whatsoever.
Thursday night games, it's tough on everyone, that quick turnaround. Do you like them at all? And do you think the quality of play does suffer not having a full week to recover and prepare?
We're professionals. And you can't just call off work and say that you don't want to play or don't want to do it. It's our job to be ready to play. from getting your bodies right back. Nobody necessarily cares. I always said nobody necessarily cares about, how you feel. They just care about the final product. And the final product for us is the result on Sunday. They don't care if your stomach hurts. They don't care about, what's happening, in your family or whatever, that you're still sore, lingering injury. And with the importance of fantasy football nowadays, man, everybody's really trying to see people produce. And as professionals, that's our job to produce. So, we understand that, Thursday night or any night games in Bank of America Stadium, we owe our fans unbelievable product. And we've kind of been failing at that and kind of losing our edge. But with seeing the same the roaring that you hear from the crowd, it puts a player, especially for me, to see that makes me try to give everything I have and more. So that's a rejuvenation in itself, and we will be ready to play come Thursday.
Do you like the all blues? Color rush jersey?
Of course. When I play Madden, that's what I play in. For what it's worth.
On a bigger picture, you're a guy that enjoys playing to the crowd and doing all that. We've heard some players say that they think that some of the TV rating slips have been because the league just kind of has taken the fun out of the game. Your thought on why ratings might be down, and do you think the league should let y'all have more fun?
I really can't talk on their ratings. But in some way, shape, form, or fashion, we are entertainers of who we are. And our influence ranks second to none in at this time of the year. And for a football player, you don't necessarily get it while you have your pads on. I get it when I'm actually trying to sneak around Whole Foods or trying to sneak around and try to go watch a movie. And you see a kid and you see his mom or his dad come up to you and everything that you do, they tell you about it. From the soaking up under a towel to, being a mad after you lose. Man, Cam, he does everything, man. Everything that you do. He's trying to get me to buy some hats. Just everything. And when you see that, when you hear that, it puts a warmth in your heart knowing that you can't do enough. So when you come out in blue cleats, or when you come out in white cleats, gold cleats, whatever cleats, when you come out and do a certain dance, people are watching. And when you nuke that, of course, I wouldn't say the ratings may get affected. I don't know what you can, determine to that. But I'm an advocate of youth football. And every time I look on the social media or wherever, and I see kids from, where I grew up in Atlanta, they were wearing your cleats to, doing the whatever. It's just mind-boggling, and you have to understand your worth to giving back to your community, as well as the league has to understand it's entertaining for people to see that from a touchdown celebration. I found myself last night trying to see what Odell Beckham is going to do for his end zone celebration. And just the little nuances of the game of football, people can't get enough of it. I know I can't.
What did you do? What was that movie?
That was the Thriller. Thriller night. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Huh?
You pull it off?
He did. Dun, 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 dun,
So
dun.
should they let you guys celebrate more?
If it was up to me, it wouldn't be no type of. You're asking us a person who celebrates, but it's fun. It's just like when a person gets a sack. Who knows? I try not to look to see what they do, but I'm trying not to get sacked as well. But it's just all in the game. Football is hard, man. I can't stress it enough. This is a tough sport. It's physical. The way my body feel right now, it's not going to be the same way it feels come Thursday. Now, I'm sore, but still knowing on Thursday I got to give everything. And scoring a touchdown, getting a sack, getting a win, let alone all that bottled up and staying here at 10 at night, here at 6 a.m. in the morning. Everything, all the energy that you put spending time away from your family. All that bottled up into being able to do exactly what you planned and foresaw yourself doing. You're owed something, you know, and some people let it out and with the celebration. Some people let it out in different ways. But I know it's kind of give and take thing. It's a reciprocated feeling when a fan, you know, goes to see their favorite player and see them, you know, celebrating. Of course, you know, I see more than ever. I see a lot of people on, that's another Carolina Panthers. Everybody does it, you know, and it's something that I've done. I've seen somebody else do it, or I got a kind of a thought from somebody else, but it's all in the game, and you got to respect it.
Speaking of that, Sunday wasn't a great time to ask about the dad because you guys lost, but you did, look, you put some thought into doing that again. Why did you do it, and do you think you'll continue to do it?
Just the same feeling. Everybody's looking for any and everything for a spark. And I don't know if it's going away, and it just came out, you know, but I don't know. It's a feeling thing.
When you were growing up, was there someone that celebrated that who was it?
Dion, prime time. Hello, you know. I mean, he played in Atlanta, so from any time I, you know, saw that, and this the swagger that Miami had when I was growing up, you know, made me just, oh man, like I want to have a bandana. You know, my mama didn't let me get a bandana, but I was like, Mom, you got a bandana? Bandana for what? Back in the day, you know, bandanas weren't good to have. But I just saw that, and I don't know, I never, you know, I wasn't from Miami, but, you know, they didn't know how important that they were for my overall growth for the love of football. And I'm pretty sure it's people that I don't know that I wish I could talk to. It's not enough time in the day for me to reach out and talk to them about, you know, what do they not like, what do they like about, you know, my game. I'm pretty sure a lot of people got a lot of answers, especially about me. But, you know, it's just football brings a lot of people together. I seen one commercial where, you know, the NFL put together and it said football is family, and it really is, because on a Sunday, on any given day that football is on, collegiate, high school, or even in professional, it just brings a lot of people together.
Because we're hitting all the hard-hitting questions today. We haven't asked you about what you've been wearing all spring and summer. Is it a bandana? What is it?
It's a strap, mental strap. Are you strapped up?
What does it do for you?
Huh?
Is it really? What does it do for you? Is it?
It's nothing, man. It's just a fashion statement. Sort of. I like a lot of things that I wear. It's just something that makes you look different. If we all were to take our numbers off, take our names off, how would you know, stick out? And not anything to go over and beyond, but just, you know, for yourself. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.